your place for radiant wellness and soul-forward living. Join your host, Jess Juntunen, quantum healer, intuitive, and midwife to the awakening spirit, as we dive into quantum tools, wisdom teachings, and integrated healing pathways for transformation. You can live a life of freedom to be without limitation. Cozy up, grab your tea, and enjoy this hour of expansion, wisdom, and love. Namaste and welcome to Soul Fusion Cafe. I am Jess Juntunen. This is Tuesday afternoon at lunchtime Eastern, noon hour, and 9 a.m. Pacific. And every week on Soul Fusion Cafe, this is our hour for support, community, upliftment, and for radiant wellness and soul forward living, and what that really means for you and how to create more of that in your own life in your own way. So this hour I'm really excited about. This is Lineage Holder hour, and today's show is all about how do you know if you're a lineage holder? What is a lineage holder and what do you do about it? Or perhaps you already have claimed this and know that you're a lineage holder, but you are knowing there's even more and you're ready for that up level moment. And guess what? That up level moment is here. It really is. It's our time, it's our moment. So this is an incredible hour. It's a topic I love so much and to share about. So I'm really looking forward to being with you. So you can always hop in the chat, and I try to hop over there and check out the chat a few times during the hour and connect with you. And as well as calling in, you can call in 517-208-1500 if you're catching this live, and share on the air what's going on in your world. How is being a lineage holder for you? Do you have a question about that or anything else that's being shared? Or would you perhaps like to request a mini reading? That is my honor. So you can call in 517-208-1500. If you're not able to tune in live, you catch the replay, but you know you have a question or a sharing, you can always email me at jess@selfascensionstudios.com, or head over to selfascensionstudios.com. It's up on the site, right up on the screen right now, the website. So you can go over there and fill out the contact form as well. I love hearing from you. I love sharing. And so feel free to drop me a line and put in the subject Soul Fusion Cafe if it's something you want shared here. I will perhaps read your sharing or answer your question on the air when we have a chance, maybe next Tuesday. So in any case, welcome to this moment. Welcome to this time. It is October 2021, October 19th. And today is a kind of midpoint that we're surfing between now and the end of the month. And on October 31st, we're going to have an incredible moment to just really be with ourselves and to really honor the flow and kind of disconnect from what's going on around us and give us that opportunity, because we're really in this rebirthing reactivation time, and that's like going to be a reset day. So put the 31st on your calendar if you've got big Halloween plans or other traditions going on. Maybe think about doing them on the day before or after sundown. At least give yourself sun up to sundown on Sunday the 31st to be with you, and we'll share more about that. And definitely head over to Shri and Kira official YouTube channel or their website or both, and tune in, because they will be sharing much more about what's happening in October and all of the energies that are happening now. There's so much to share. And, you know, if you didn't catch Monday Magic this last Monday, we kicked off the Lost Books of the Essene in our community, and that's open to anybody. Please, like, go and watch this video over at YouTube, official Shri and Kira, and or email me and I'll get you the link. And tune in because the Lost Books of the Essene last night, this was a profound experience that we opened with book one. And the Lost Books of the Essene were ensouled through Master Lady Kira Ra years back and were very profound at the time. And in fact, in many ways, a little polarizing because they were such direct knowledges. And these were books that were burned, but fire, as they discussed last night, does not destroy the energy, is freed. And is out there and we can tap into it. And these lost books are ensouled and brought back through. So every week we are going through these 12 books and it's incredible. And you can join in to the community broadcast every Monday night at 7. I had the blessing of opening last night and it was just an incredible journey and experience. And if you feel called to register for that event, I mean, it's like less than $50 suggested donation for all 12 weeks, and 100% of that goes to Clinica Linda that supports humanitarian aid efforts, allowing people to live pain-free. So it's an incredible gift. So, and just, you know, the support is there. Tune in because it's much bigger than what are these sacred texts in the lost books. That's juicy and interesting in and of itself, but it's a guidebook for what we're all walking through right now, because time on planet Earth is absolutely a fascinating ride these days. And I would love to hear how you are surfing these energies, because October is the rebirth, reactivate, ready month. I talked about this on my show 2 weeks ago. And hey, last week, if you were here waiting for me, apologies. I was having an experience of moving through a virusing experience, and you know, it demanded that I really, really be in that self-care mode. So, you know, sometimes we have to honor that. And it was definitely a cleanse and release. That is something huge in October. Are there things coming up in your life? There's this mirroring energy, and what's present is in front of us to look at and gaze at and to become aware of without judgment. Where are you uh, looking at your own self through the lens of another person's actions, perhaps, or of what's going on around you? Or is there something that is resurfacing in your life or experience that's maybe a pattern you thought, ah, I thought I was done with that, or I thought that was gone. And, you know, just smile and laugh in that moment because it's here, because you're ready to go to another level. Because as we are up leveling, we must release that which can't really go with us. We are multidimensional beings with this beautiful body of form that we are coming into reunification with. And you know, it's an incredible moment, and being a lineage holder means you're in the thick of it. And I want to dive into this topic, and I'm going to pop over to the chat and just say hello. And hi Jill, hi Gary, hi, Alehia and B and Nikki and everyone else that is joining in live over at Facebook or YouTube or at onenesstalkradio.com. And Nikki, I love this question. We're going to get into this. Nikki asks, good morning, Jess. Do lineage holders have a special role to play during this time? And yeah, we do. It's our moment. It really is our moment, Nikki. So I love that you asked this question and that you're here, and good morning to you as well. And really just breathe for a moment, you know, because you know, the first time I heard that term lineage holder, it was with the hashtag lineage holders ensoulment and movement that arrived. I feel like it was maybe 2 summers ago. Linear time escapes me now. And if you want to learn more about lineage holders and anything I'm discussing here, again, go and search hashtag lineage holder in Facebook or YouTube and go to official Shri and Kira or Shri and Kira's website. There's a whole lineage holder time serve journey that we all took together with tons of information, and you can grab that at any time and take it. It's perfect. Whatever moment you decide to dive into a journey or class, even if it was a year ago or more, it's for this moment right now and the moment that you connect and tap in. So, as lineage holders, okay, let's dive into this first. And I definitely love where you're going, Nikki, and we're going to go there because we do have a special role. Lineage holders do have a special role because it's our role to live our mission and to awaken as fully as possible to the truth of our being. That really is our role. Our role is to be in the presence of who we truly are, sharing our gifts, and by being in our truth, I'm going to dive deeper into what all this means. Like, what does that really mean when I say that? By really embodying and living the purpose within you that came here. It's not about having to try to change anybody or anything or standing on a soapbox. It's about creating within yourself the conditions so that you can come forth in your highest potential in this lifetime. And by doing that, you're activating for many, many others to do the same. And you're supporting the wave of like crystalline support and energy on our planet. So it's your role to be who you are in the simplest and most profound way to say it. So absolutely love, love, love that. And, if you want to call in again, I'll throw up that number on the screen if you have a sharing or want to call and ask a question or request a mini reading. 517-208-1500 is that call in number. So, how do you know if you are a lineage holder? Maybe you're here and you're like, okay, what's all this talk about lineage holders? I've never heard of this, and some of you might be like, I've dived into this journey and I'm working to understand it and I'm ready to up level. So wherever you are at, perfect. And like I said, if anything I'm sharing you want to go deeper with, again, shriankira.com and their YouTube, check it out. There's a lot of info there. And there's info in other places about ancestral healing and lineage healing, certainly. However, I've found to really gaze at this through the lens of self-ascension, from the lens of like multidimensional uh, framework where we remove the it's one of those things where yes, we're going to use words and labels and discuss, but also looking at through the lens where there are not words and looking at through the lens of our crystalline nature, that there's a bigger expression because we can get very I want to use the word obsessed with uh, our generational lineage and ancestral lineage and healing and what it all means. And it's all important and none of it's bad. But we can get very focused into the trauma or the pain, um, and lose sight of like the bigger picture, and also that it's more than our generational trauma that we're here healing as lineage holders. It's the lineage of humanity and the lineage of this form that we have manifested in here, that in some ways goes beyond even the human form. It's this whole entire journey we have been on, a cosmic journey. And I know that's a big picture, explanation or way to look at things. And believe me, when I first came to this work, that would have been a lot for me to take in. But just put on that curious hat, like that there's perhaps more happening beyond what's just present in front of us in this earthly lineage, that there's a bigger lineage in place that we are healing through too. So it's like layers upon layers. And I just have to share because while I'm talking to you, I'm looking up out the window. There's beautiful clouds in the sky, blue sky today. It's a beautiful fall day, and there are ladybugs hatching clearly in this sunshine, and they're all over my window outside, and they're like crawling up over the screen. So that's beautiful and incredible. I love that. And love beetle energy. Beetles, very, very powerful, potent. So you feel into what that is, but that's what I'm witnessing right here as I gaze up and just look out the window, and they were not there before this call started. So that's very cool. So Yeah, a lineage holder. So probably here's some like key things that you know indicate you're a lineage holder. You're thinking about it. Am I a lineage holder? Well, you probably are if you're already thinking about it or keyed into it. Do you feel or have you felt like when you were younger as a child that maybe that sense of like I don't really fit, don't really belong, a sense of feeling different or outside. And oftentimes a lineage holder might be like the black sheep of the family. Um, Raise your hand, say ba. But it's true. The one that just really marches to the beat of a different drummer. Maybe as a child, you really like, this was the case for me. I looked around at all these adults and other beings that were supposed to know what they were doing. And while at one hand, I like handed over, that's what we do. They're the authority on the world. And that's its own path that we walk through. And then, but there was this aspect of witnessing and going, this just isn't right, people. What are we doing? What are you doing? Like, how are you acting? That just doesn't seem right. Like as a child, even, you probably looked around at the world and said, this just doesn't seem the way it's supposed to be. Or you had that bigger sense of knowing within you that there had to be more. And that you might have felt lonely, you might have felt uh, just different. That's like the biggest tell. And then all lineage holders have a piece in them that says, I want more. Like you have a knowing or something in you driving that says, I want to know more. I want to live a different life than what is the typical life, even if you feel like you have to go and do it. There's a piece of you that's like not ever satisfied. You want something else. You're drawn towards healing or uh, support or channels where you can offer your gifts in different ways. You probably are drawn to helping animals or children or other beings. And that would be something that would be really innate within you. You would have a sense of bigger purpose, even if you've not known what that is. That's why on the slide for this, it's like seeker, transformer, healer. The lineage holder starts out being the seeker, like always looking, always trying to understand, maybe, searching through different religions or spirituality paths. Maybe it's learning different subjects and topics and feeling like a jack of all trades, master of none, going from many relationships to other experiences, learning through experiences whether they were painful or not, but always wanting to learn and discover more. Having like a drive for um, finding yourself and all the different ways that you tried to do that. So, a lineage holder is usually going to know they were driven, and maybe still you don't feel like you know exactly what your soul's mission or purpose is, but you feel like you want to know that. So, yeah, you're likely, yes, you are a lineage holder. And, there's a lot more maybe checklist items, but just the fact that you're here connecting says, yeah, you are. And what do we do with that, right? So, a lineage holder goes from being that seeker and will always probably be a seeker. But when we arrive at that kind of spiritual maturity where we grow up spiritually in many ways, there becomes this transformation element because we realize, right, that whatever path or how we found it, that we're the common denominator and we get to change our experience in our life, and we become the transformer, the alchemist, the one that is able to heal. And ultimately we are the healer, and it is about transforming from the victim triangle into the healed wholeness of who we are, transcending the victim, rescuer, abuser, where we probably played really well in our attempts to try to heal and help because we were born into a model and that was what we understood. Even if we had a deeper understanding, it doesn't matter. We have all this filter and this veil of forgetfulness that comes over us from being born on this planet where there's all this density and belief systems and the specific circumstances of your family and the broader circumstances of the culture and societies we grow up in. So we are absolutely evolving as we go, but initially we're just trying to like figure it out, and we're usually heavily invested in being rescuers, being the victim, and at times, yes, being the abuser, which makes us feel the most bad, right? And puts us back into being a victim. So the lineage holder is here to heal that triangle too within themselves and stepping out of it from anywhere else in the world so that they are the healer, teacher, mentor. Once we heal through that victim consciousness, we are the healer, we are the teacher, we are the mentor just by being who we are. You might be an actual teacher or a mentor, become a coach, do healing work formally or not. That's not what a lineage holder has to do. It might be what you are called to do. Excellent. But your calling is your calling. Maybe it's holding that space and presence as a mother in your family and community. Maybe it's at your job. Maybe your job is that service. So really broaden how you're looking at this in the lens that you're here with a really big task, but don't let it frighten you either because, of course, you know the way. Instead of seeking outside, the lineage holder transforms and realizes that everything is inside that they ever needed. And that's the mastery moment. And that's the moment we're at right now. And even if you've been evolving and you're like, I already get it, I get it, I get it, we're at another up level moment where we get to say again, why am I here? And what am I doing about it? And it's really time to be in action. A lineage holder, once they are activated, is in action, right? So it's the rebirth, reactivation ready of October. That's the Trinity of energies. And the reactivation, that's here, remembering who we are, right? And in activation is action. We are in action right now. So it really is a time to not only kind of like assess, it's fall in the northern hemisphere and you're kind of taking stock of what you need to do to prep for fall and all of that. It's like that right now for us in our life. It's that time of you're harvesting certainly all of the abundance of everything that has been growing throughout the year. And you're taking stock. Like, what do you need to do to prepare yourself for the next up level and cycle? And you're going through the up level while you're preparing because we're just getting waves and waves and waves of this energetic support, which can also feel really intense sometimes. It's very much a ride right now where we're being asked to remember ourselves fully, because if we don't, the fear and the doubts and the pain of the planetary experience at large is so big, it can pull us into it easily. And it can be easy to become forgetful, to become drowsy, like the Essene were teaching in Monday Magic last night, right? Because the drowsy, it's like those that are not really fully awake and not fully asleep. And oftentimes, once we have awakened, we will go back to that drowsy state. It'll be like it was too hard, going back to drowsy nappy time, And right now, there are those choices, and many are saying, "Oh, I'm too drowsy. I'm too afraid to stand in my own truth, my own power. So I'm just going to retreat and I'm just going to lay low and not do all this work. It seems too hard, too scary, too tough, and I 1,010% get that. And it's a choice, and there isn't anything wrong with it. I have gone through that myself more than once, where I really tried to just kind of be like, nah, I'm just going to go back to drowsy land here. I'm going to nap a little, get a little sleepy because it's all too much for me. And through that experience, I learned exactly what I needed, as many of you have done yourself or may do again. But really, right now, if you're here, I feel like it's going to be a lot easier if you say, yes, yes, I am going to be awake, because there's so much support available to us more than ever before if we're making that choice to be awake, be empowered, and be the healers and leaders just through modeling being in the peace, love, and joy that we are, in healing through our own wounds and standing in the truth of our being. We are not only radiating that and increasing that for our own selves, but of course through the whole world and the universe. But the drowsy, there's so many that are drowsy, and it become so tantalizing to go there. And if you're a lineage holder, guess what? You're probably not going to stay there. But like what I've discovered is, we think it's going to be a vacation because it's hard doing this work. Sometimes it is hard being an awakened spiritual being in this crazy world of form. Yeah, it's like people are lying if they just say, oh, you just get to a point and it's all kumbaya and you never feel anything again. It gets easier and you don't stay stuck in it, and you learn to transform and transmute and move through it, but you still have human feelings and all of that stuff. It's not just like you can spiritually bypass things. So, it's like that invitation to be drowsy is always on the table. And, but in that, then, we remember even again who we are, and we have some work to do to clean up, and we come out and everything happens in the way we knew it needed to. But we can make conscious choices more than ever right now that says, you know what, I'm going to stay awake and be supported in this. Because I know personally, I don't really ever want to go to just be in the land of drowsy again. It's way harder. It's way, way harder. It's not a break. We think it's a break, and it's not a break. I mean, maybe the ego for a minute gets a break because it's not freaking out all the time about your growth. So that's who's telling you you need a break, is your ego saying, oh, that's too scary and big and hard and blah, blah, blah. Let's take a break. That's your ego. And yeah, it might be a break for it because it's not terrified of its life, because you're focusing on your spiritual aspect and who you really are. So it is threatened. No, it gets to say, oh, we get to be back here where we're comfortable. It's comfortable here. Pull up a blanket and get your pacifier, and chill out. But then we realize, wow, that was extraordinarily painful usually every time we make that choice. It felt like the safe choice, but it's tough, So there is that moment though. Many are transiting void moments right now. You might feel like you went through many dark nights of the soul and you're having one now. Or you might be in that free floating, it's not a dark night of the soul, but it's the void before you move into the seventh dimension and fully anchor there, where it just feels like, now what? You've been working on your spiritual growth. You said yes, you're anchored, you're here, and you feel really present to that, and you're not going back to sleep and you're doing it. But there's like this kind of now what feeling where it's almost like a plateau feeling, because it feels like so much has fallen away. You've had to say yes and really have compassion and love for yourself and do the work. And yet there's this feeling of, wow, now what is there? And it's a floating feeling. Uh, and on the other side is all this brightness and light, but it can be another void experience the beings are having right now. So it's a really fascinating time. And it's not always easy. So yeah, as we're here and chatting, just popping back over to the phone line if anybody would love to call in. Some days we get lots of callers, some days you guys are just in the listening mood. 517-208-1500 is that number. 517-517-208-1500. And it's the moment that we really came for. And like that kind of takes my breath away every time I talk about it, think about it, that you inserted at the point of your birth with full choice. And you picked where you would be born, who would be your family, the time you would be born. And I know if that's the first time you're hearing it, you might think, yes, oh, right, right. Oh my gosh, Jess, yeah, right. There's no way I picked those people to be my parents, or I picked this body or that place. Like, why would I do that? Because oftentimes the experiences lineage holders are born into and through, and the time they pick and place they pick, it's not always an easy ride. And especially up until recently, there weren't that many conscious parents on the planet to pick from to be born to, but you wanted to go through the experiences you went through in order to become who you are. You wanted to traverse the challenges. Everything that came in your path was because you knew it would assist and facilitate your opening or offer you some other gift you were going to need, or a tool or understanding or a connection. Because lineage holders often go through hard stuff, they often have a lot of challenges. And every human does, by the way, because being a human is challenging, especially right now. We're at a time where, as the lost books of the Essene say in book 12, and your dark ages will not look so dark, right? Back in school, we thought the dark ages, what was wrong with them? That's crazy they lived like that. What's happening right now, right? Makes those dark ages in many ways just not look so dark. But it's also to not be in fear. That's that wake up call to our soul, that's for us as lineage holders, especially for us, that's like the flag waving that says it's your moment, it's your time, because the light is here and growing and expansive, just as we are in this world of polarity. And that energy that seems like it's the so dark, it's the shadow, is expanding. The light is expanding as well. Look for the light. Detach from the media, please. Watch for what you're watching and consuming and nourishing in terms of the information you take in, people you hang out with, places you frequent, because it's a soup and it's sticky and it wants more than anything to have you forget your light and go back to sleep. It wants more than anything for you to go back to sleep and go back into the matrix and forget, because that serves that growing body that is so hungry on fear and anger and all of those feelings, that it really is having a heyday. It really is. It's fat and happy and would love to feed off of more of your fear and those emotions. So lineage holder is a torchbearer. It's just that torchbearer is the one that is holding their light, shining. And if you've taken navigating the inner matrix, and if you are in golden ray now, you really are getting the alchemical transformation of your body of form into alignment with your true nature. And you don't have to take these courses for that to happen, but they are like the fast track. And I really highly recommend you take navigating the inner matrix if you never have. And you have to take that before you can take golden ray. So shoot me an email and I'm happy to share about that, because navigating the inner matrix will help you foundationalize into the peace, love, and joy, to release the life scripts that and believe. These are the beliefs that we hold that tell us that it's everything that stops us. Every time we think we're inspired and we're going and something comes in and the other shoe seems to drop and we stop, that's one of those life scripts is activated. That's that ego saying, I'm so afraid. And we're going to have those moments. So that kind of training actually helps you not only reframe how you think, but it helps you restructure your neural pathways and your cellular system. I mean, everything is being restructured right now in this energy, and that's just a powerful program and tool that can support you to rapidly up level. We're torchbearers. We are the ones that came here to say, I will remember and I will gain the experiences, the personality, the traits, the gifts that are all going to help me to live my mission. And that's the moment that's happening right now. That's the moment that's happening right now. Like, we were born in order so we'd be the age we are right now, to be living where we'd be living right now. So we'd have all the experiences that we needed for right now. And 2022 is going to happen because we said yes. Enough of us said yes. Not everyone on the planet needs to wake up all at once right now, but many are awakening more rapidly and will continue to be the case. And they need those of us that are holding those torches. So it goes back to what Nikki was asking earlier. It's our role to hold your torch, to be the light. So those beings that are looking up and going, where? Show me the light. I'm in that dark tunnel. I'm in that dark night. They know that they want to see outside of it, and they can turn around. They can look up and see a light. And that light very well could be you. And you don't have to, you're going to touch people you don't even ever talk to or know or meet, let alone the ones that you do know or meet. And it's an interesting journey because you're going to have beings that fall away as well, because the life that we may have led up till now might have included other habits or activities that we're now no longer attracted or drawn to, because we've come to a point of realization in our own self about what we're in alignment with. And what we're not in alignment with just naturally starts to fall away. It doesn't mean we might not feel some grief or go through our own feelings, but remember that we have each other and there are many, many other lights. And whether or not you have found others, know that you have a community right here that you're tuning into. And check out all the other shows on Oneness Talk Radio. Check out Shrey and Kira's community. Check out what is happening in your own backyard and your nature community. There's so much support around us. And I know there are days where it might feel like you can't even get out of bed. Maybe you're in that moment of it's hard and it hurts. And just knowing that there's other beings that have walked through it and that are there, we're here, you can make it too. You know, keep looking for the support, keep looking for the helpers. That was a Mr. Rogers quote, right? That I see go around often. His mother always told him when there was something, scary happening. You see something scary happen on TV, in the news, something's going on. And she always said to look for the helpers, because there are always the helpers. We could be looking at the disaster and what's happening, or we could look for the helpers. And they're always there, seen and unseen. And if we can trust that they're there, we will be able to align with finding them, because we're in a free will zone. As much as we might want help and support in a moment, if we're in such a victim consciousness that just says, I don't deserve support or help, then the universe is like, well, you're the powerful co-creator. It's not the universe even just like says, oh, okay, maybe that's what she wants. It's just, no, that's what you're commanding. So that's what you get, is lack of support. And I know this one well too. It's like, it's a sticky one. It's not fun to come face to face with that. And it also doesn't mean to be hard on ourselves. Love yourself more. Love yourself more. And just send hello here in the chat. Some others that are popping in. Hi, Lars and Amara, Elizabeth, Angela. Hello, Yvonne. Look at all these beautiful lineage holders. B. Campbell, B. Friedman, so many beautiful beings here right now in this moment. And I know you're all lineage holders, incredible. And I'm going to hop over to the phone line because we have a few callers on the line now. Let's go over to Belleville, Illinois first. Come on in.
Namaste, Jess. This is Gary.
Namaste, Gary. How are you?
I'm doing really good. Real good. How are you?
I am so great, and it's awesome to be with you and hear your voice today.
Thank you, hon. I wanted to share something with you. Something happened to me at work last week, and just see if you can, um, punch in on it. I was like Wednesday or Thursday. I was having a great day, doing my singing and my mantras or whatever. Just going through the day. I was in the moment, and all of a sudden I felt this energy come from my root chakra, come up through my body and into my consciousness, and I literally experienced this dreadful, deep, darkness. I mean, I don't know if it was like a past life energy or what it was. I released it, loved it, and forgave it, but I felt like it was part of me, and it was a nasty, nasty energy.
Yeah.
And ever since I got rid of that, my high heart has been just
incredible.
So did Sunday.
Wow, incredible. Thank you for sharing this and calling in with this. And I'm definitely would love to share some insight and just what I'm receiving around this. And I'm so grateful. And I know people that are here tuning in are grateful you called in because many beings are going to be experiencing and are experiencing this kind of energy or situation or experience in their life. So what I am definitely feeling is like your intuition is so spot on. Like, this is a confirmation of your own intuition that, you felt that and knew that this was, probably connected, not necessarily to like this moment right now, but something that could be a past life or an energy or a cycle from before that was coming forth, and that you used your tools and supported yourself through that moment. And your high heart is like activating. And what is being shared is to really, like I'm hearing like doing like the merping technique, tapping your middle finger and thumb together and really activating those fingertips and bringing one to that ignited heart and bring that other one to your third eye and pulling up to your star consciousness, and just keep breathing up from your heart up through your star. This will help you continue to just integrate and open that higher heart, because your exploded crown is opening up. I'm going to just mute you because it's really windy. So your exploded crown is opening up as you are lifting and activating. So you are in that reactivation. So that is absolutely clear and evident. And I am seeing the Kundalini awakening through your spine. And just breathing and knowing that in these moments when we feel something powerful like that, and you've identified it come through your root, this is like, right, safety. And that moment that was like, okay, like it doesn't really matter where it came from, what lifetime or what place or who or where. What matters is the energy of the trust and love and sincerity that you birth through your heart and bring to your body of form, and just remind it like, now we are safe, and you are integrating a lot and healing through many, many, many layers. So just remembering, I am safe, I am whole, like reminding the body that, even if the mind and stuff logically understands that, reminding the body that we're here right now, and there's an integration happening between this body of form and your ascended presence, and it's healing many, many layers. And yeah, you're coming forth even more as that incredible, bright, torch bearing lineage holder you are. So I hope that that serves, Gary, and thank you so much for calling in.
Well, no, thank you, Jess. I really needed to call you today because, man, this is so intense, this energy I'm dealing with right now. And I'm just breathing through it and accepting it and ever since, I mean, it started, Sunday was my birthday, and it started Sunday morning when I woke up, and it hasn't stopped, and it was Tuesday, and it just keeps going and going. I'm good with it, you know.
Yeah.
Just knew.
Yeah.
Ever since that energy released, that, man, I felt that. I told Ben, I come home and told her, I said, man, it almost got me crying. It was such a dark, you know, dreadful. I don't even know what that expression did.
Yeah.
At all. You know what I mean? It was deep and dark. And I've been dark in this life, but not that damn dark.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah.
But thank you.
Yes, thank you.
I appreciate you so much.
Thank you, Gary.
I love you all.
We love you. Thank you, Gary. Namaste.
All right. Namaste, Jess. Bye.
Beautiful. Bye-bye. Yeah, incredible. You know, and that sharing is just so profound because I know many beings are experiencing these moments, and just remembering, like, that's where it's like the mastery presence moment, that like I'm the master and I command this light, and whatever has come or passed, yes, we've played all roles all times, and we are releasing guilt, anger, all kinds of associations, and coming back to our wholeness. So whatever's coming forward is there for release. But yes, call in your support, call in your workers. If you need to, you know, reach out to me and grab a discovery call or something too. If any of you are navigating something big and you need support shifting through it, you can go to selfascensionstudios.com and book a discovery call, you know. So there, you know, or reach out to somebody or somewhere that you feel called. The support is there to help us walk through these moments. All right, we have a lot of callers coming here. Let's go over to Ontario, Canada. Hello.
Hi, Jess, it's Angela.
Angela, namaste.
How are you today? I'm good. I'm good.
I'm so glad to hear your voice.
Oh, thank you. I'm so glad to be here. Something magical happened today for me, and I just wanted to share it with the group real quick. I had to have blood work done today, and here in Ontario, Canada, we still have several restrictions, so we can only have so many people in the lab. So they literally have us lined up outside the building, 6 feet apart, waiting to go in. So we had a lovely, good old boy who came up not long after I got there, and he was pacing back and forth. Some of us who had appointments were to go in one line, ones that were walk-ins were going the other. He was just walking back and forth and muttering and frustrated about the situation, about what's been going on. You could tell he was just agitated. And I thought, okay, well, I'm just going to hold presence and love and stay in my center and just radiate. And then maybe some beautiful angel will come up and we can start the conversation, and who knows what'll happen. So I just sat there, and a few minutes later, this lovely little lady came up. She was maybe in her early 30s, and she just wanted to stand in line. She didn't know which one. She had an interaction with him, and I'm like, come, stand over here. I said, do you have an appointment? She said, yeah. I was like, stand here. You're good. And so we got talking, and he came over and he started spouting again about the situation and the negativity, and this has been going on for 2 years, and I'm like, and she was trying to say something nice about the medical workers, and he shot her down. So I turned her and I just started chatting with her because she was just so lovely. She just had this aura about her, and she says, I don't know what's wrong with everybody nowadays. And she says, I had a brain tumor removed in the summertime, and I'm just happy to be alive. And even better yet, I'm happy that I have my sight because the brain tumor probably would have taken my sight, and I have both my life and my sight. I'm just happy to be here. I can wait all day. And I'm like, I'm like that too. And by the time we were done our conversation, the gentleman had been very quiet, slunk off to a corner, and stood there in line behind her, and just waited very patiently for what was about for his lineup. And it was just so wonderful and so amazing that this angel had come along right at the right point where I wanted to try and lift the situation, but I couldn't do it on my own. And then she just suddenly appeared. Aww. And we co-created this beautiful moment together, and it calmed everybody that was in that lineup right down, and everyone was shaking their heads and smiling and looking at this because it's bright and sunny and gorgeous here in Ontario. And so we were all looking at the beautiful sky, and it was warming up, and it was just great. And wow. so thankful. It was amazing. It was just amazing. I've never seen it work in action so quickly and so succinctly and so obviously right in front of me. It was just amazing.
That
was my sharing.
So incredible, Angel. Thank you for sharing and for your presence. And, you know, I just love this because that's that example of together we are better, right? And really being,
exactly.
yes, and being and co-creating with other beings, and like, yes, that's the new way, right? That's where we're at. And I just love this sharing as a powerful example of that. Thank you for shining your light and holding your presence and sharing and calling in today. I love you so much.
Oh, well, thank you. I'm co-creating with Donna tomorrow, so if anyone wants to check us out, by all means, check in.
Angela, you're on. See, sometimes we say Angela, Angel, or Angela. She's
with
on.
All three
what
I respond
to tomorrow. So you're on the air with Donna at Insightful Conversations. What time is that tomorrow?
Yeah, 2:00 tomorrow.
2:00 Eastern or Pacific?
Yes,
okay.
2:00 Eastern my time. Yeah.
Awesome.
So,
so here at Oneness Talk Radio. Awesome. So yeah, guys, tune in because Angela, she is an incredible being, and that isn't going to be an awesome show with her and Donna. So congratulations on being a guest again there. I'm excited for you and for all you're going to share with people. Thank you.
Thank you. Love you, soul family. Love you, Jess. Talk to you soon.
We love you.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Awesome. I love our community so much. And I just saw over in the chat some more beautiful beings showing up. Hello. And Christine, is it common? She has a question. Is it common for a lot of crown pressure these days? What does it mean now? Yes, it's common. I was going through it big time last week myself. It is quite often your vision and your star consciousness are seeking to open, as is this crown of violet energy that is around your head. That's why I recommend navigating the inner matrix to everybody, because it helps you really open that portal. But really spend time breathing up. And if you don't know how to activate star consciousness yet, shoot me an email. I'll find you the link for how to do that. And there's also a video at Sri and Kira official YouTube. If you search in star consciousness, an instructional video in this. And open your star often, and opening your cosmic meridians, and really support yourself. Breathe often up and through. Your crown is trying to open and expand, but often there's some congestions or energies just from walking around this world. Also get into saltwater bath, get some essential oils in there, do some candle gazing, or get out in the sun, look up, let your feet be bare, put them on the earth as well, get near water, and move your energy, move your energy, move your energy, and keep breathing through. But very common ascension symptom that is going on for a lot of people right now. Absolutely. So boy, we just have like a few minutes left, and I'm going to sneak in one more caller. We've got California here on the line. Come on in. Namaste.
Hi, Jess. This is Alea.
Hi, Alea.
Hi. I just really, I love the show, and I wanted to share with people your major crown pressure. But after the crown pressure left, the vision opened, and I've been doing DNA expansion with quantum balls of energy, these triads that are connecting with other DNA chains, and they're becoming cords. They're meeting, they're accepting, they're growing. And on top of that, there's been a diamond implant or birth chain deep, deep inside my pineal gland. And I'm watching this, witnessing it, saying, yeah, it's from on high. It's got to be from the divine. I'm here. I'm ready. And I am parasiting through another journey of parasiting.
Wow.
So I'm seeing much. My body is purging like a machine. So Yes, as a lineage holder, I know this is happening for many of the lineage holders because I'm just feeling this. So I want to let people know, hey, so much more is going on right now. And really, hands on heart, deep breath, and love yourself through it. Know you're safe. And if you have any reflections to give to me, Jess, I would really appreciate it because this is next level stuff. And I'm drinking a lot of water and I'm clearing the parasiting journey as fast as my body can.
Absolutely. Thank you for calling in. And it's just my honor to connect with you. I love when you call in and hearing your voice here. So, and your wisdom, because what you're sharing, many are probably experiencing and going through. Absolutely. And as you shared, as lineage holders up leveling, there's a lot going on. And I love your, what you're receiving, and definitely what you're receiving in your pineal and what's opening there is so incredible. And yeah, just keep trusting yourself. And I know you know what to do as far as cleansing and releasing. And many of us are cleansing and releasing parasites, viruses, things that maybe we managed to get along with okay before are now radically showing up as we up level. Our body says, no way, like this is not going to work anymore. We can't keep doing it. And it's time to do the release. And what I'm really feeling for sure that could support you even more, like with everything you're doing, they showed me right now, just tapping these 3 points. If you're watching on the screen now, I don't remember the names, but we start at this corner of the eyebrow and eye, around to the other corner at the eye socket on the bone, and under the eye. And they're showing me that tapping these in a rotation and just really being with, I am releasing, I am healing, I am commanding the light. I love and approve of myself and my body. It is strong, it is beautiful, and just reaffirming, reaffirming, reaffirming. And they're showing me it's like you're releasing with this cleanse, like they're like little, like just tendrils of pieces of old DNA and old programming that's being released with it in order for you to really assimilate and unify more fully. And very soon you're going to start really feeling that like lightness, and you're moving through the like the kind of like sticky part of it, but you're doing it. And to just really be forgiveness, 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 mostly of self, right? And I know this message is for so many. So thank you so much for calling in, Alehia. And I love you and I honor you and just appreciate your being and your sharing.
Much love to you, and I'm so grateful that you're back online. And thank you again for the service that you provide.
Namaste. Thank you. All right, beautiful beings. It has been an incredible hour. Oh, and Sacred Grace asks, you can use, I'm using my middle finger when I tap and igniting it with my thumb first, and then tapping or swirling. But you can do your right or left hand and either side of your face while you're working with this. So to answer that. And our time is up. Our time's up. It's incredible how fast that can go when we are all together hanging out. So just know that I'll be back here next Tuesday at noon Eastern time. And until then, if you have any questions, need any support, feel free to reach out to Jess at Self Ascension Studio and shoot me a ping, and I'm happy to hear from you. And until the next time we meet, keep loving you, keep supporting your own lift, and keep saying, yes, you are a lineage holder. You are here. We are better together, and you are important and loved. Keep shining. Be the torchbearer. I love you. Namaste and many blessings.